going on, Big Weird Pirates? It's your favorite pirate crew, Big Weird Pirates TCG, 3-piece TCG, back with another video. I have my boy Izzy here.
What's up, guys?
We'll be discussing over Full Metal Alchemist today. Specifically today, BOII Mustang, which is one of the blue decks that you can build in Full Metal. Izzy, what made you choose blue out of the other three colors?
Okay, so the main thing is, I do like BOII in Full Metal Alchemist. He is my favorite character, so obviously, I'm gonna...
What's wrong with you? You didn't even hesitate to incinerate your best friend!
Mace Hughes is dead. That's a fact. And you invoke his image. You must be a glutton for punishment.
You damn human! Don't do it!
Get that MB out of here. So, I chose it for that, but also because I tend to like, if I'm not playing a green deck, I tend to like low curve decks, 4 cost to 5 cost. And this is a really good. And this also has what this meta is a lot of removal. And this also has like removal on a stick, which is the BOII.
Removal on a stick.
Yeah, just always when attacking, you can pop something.
That's crazy.
And also the curve is really nice, and it has one of my important things about a deck is having really strong 1 cost, being able to like push them up and have like effective attackers. So that's another thing. And having enough raid targets, especially raid targets with triggers, is really good as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's the main thing that I think about when I try and play a deck.
Fair. And then in this deck, what are your 2 raids? I know there's 2 raids, but
yeah.
What are they?
So we have the Ryza and the BOII Mustang.
And then they both have
Yeah.
trigger raid?
Yeah, they both have trigger raid, and the Ryza is a 4 cost, the BOII Mustang is a 5 cost, but they're both 4K. And what this Ryza does, she is choose up to 1 character with 1500 or more BP in my opponent's front line, and it loses 1 KBP until the end of turn, and then I can look at the top 4 cards of my deck, place up to 1 of them on top of my deck, then place the remaining cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. So you're kind of just manipulating the top of your deck effectively. And then it also has an activate main. If on the front line, choose up to 1 character with 1500 or more BP on my opponent's front line, and it loses 1 KBP. So, when you first play it, you can minus something by 2K, as long as it's above 1500.
Yeah.
And then we have our BOII here. So our BOII, just static. If you have no cards in your hand, this character gains impact 1, and then when played, draw a card. So which kind of synergizes with manipulating the top deck.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have, when attacking, place any number of cards from your hand into your sideline. Choose up to 1 character with 1K or less BP on your opponent's front line and sideline it. So just base, it can pop a 1K or less. And then for each card placed from your hand into your sideline with this ability, add 1K to the BP range of the character you may choose with this ability. So if I'm discarding 3 cards, that pops a 4K. And then we have, the next part is, if you sideline a character with this ability, you may also place 1 card from your hand into your sideline. If you do, that character is placed into the removal area instead. So I can discard 3 cards to pop a 4K, and then say that 4K has like a 1 sideline effect. I can discard an extra card to put in the removal area to prevent that 1 sideline.
That came up a lot in our practice matches. I was playing the homunculus deck, and I would play the envy that rests on sideline.
Yeah,
so
it's kind of like the Nanami from.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it gets over the Nanami.
Yeah.
It really does. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. So this, like you said, this is really low to the ground, easy curve deck. Blue's main thing in Union Arena has been being able to draw effectively and find answers. Is this a deck that does that well?
Yeah, I think it does draw a lot, but also you do use your hand as a resource, so you tend to go low. So you have to kind of manage your resources really well and make sure that if it's not necessary to pop something, like maybe you don't have to pop the 4K sometimes. Maybe you can pop the 2K and just discard 1 hand so that you can still have plays to do on the next turn. So, but yeah, it does draw a lot. There's a lot of effects. mainly on all the Ryza cards usually have some sort of way to either manipulate the top or to draw a card.
Okay. And then what are some key cards that you've chosen out of the pool of blue cards specifically for this deck?
Yeah, I think personally, most of the cards in here are kind of staples. A few like tech options are, I have mainly like the Alex Armstrongs in the deck. So we have, first off, just a 2K beater with like an active trigger, which is not bad. You know, I tend to like these cards. Ideally, it would be a draw trigger, but unfortunately it's not. But I still like the 2K more.
Yeah.
And then the other card, this Alex, is just a 2-cost. It kind of just helps the curve, and also one play, draw card, and trash card, just that filtering.
Yeah.
The main reason I don't have the 0-cost filter is I do see certain situations where, like, you know, maybe you're at your last card in hand, and then you have 0 cards in hand, so the next card that you draw, you have to trash, which can be very unfortunate in certain situations. Like maybe that was, you know, you manipulated the top of the Ryza and you did that, and then now like your Roy raid is in the trash because you're forced to trash it, right? So that's why I only really have 2 of these. Then we have another Alex. This is a 5-cost 2 AP. So this one is 4,500. Damage 2, and then once per turn, when this character attacks and wins a battle, draw 2 cards. So the main reason why I have this is against like Sukuna, you do have the usually that bounces 4K, so it gets around that.
Yeah.
And this also kind of refills your hand whenever you're attacking with it. And then damage 2 is also something that you want just to, you know, get the heat off of the Roy Mustang raid.
Yeah, because they'll want to target that, especially with specials. Because most specials are like 5K, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then where would you say, like, you've probably done some testing already. What would be like a weakness that you see in this deck as of right now? Not matchup wise, just in general, like.
Yeah,
like,
just
would
just
it lose to like an aggro deck or more of a green high cost, you know, sort of way?
I don't think it necessarily loses to an aggro deck, but it does have some problems with, like you said, a high cost deck. Like if they're steadily outputting 5K bodies, it's, you know, I'm having to use a lot more resources with my Mustang. And the other problem is if I don't see any rises, you know, whether it's the 1-cost, the 3-cost, or the 4-cost, I'm not able to like manipulate the top or like generate enough draw. So yeah, if I don't really see those, I'm kind of like in a pinch.
Okay, sounds good. And I know for a fact we got the starter decks for Full Metal. Are you using any of the exclusive blue cards or no?
Yeah. So the main card is this Roy right here, the 1-cost Roy, which is a really good card. It's a raid target. It's a 2K draw trigger, and then it has nullify impact. And then if I have no cards in hand, just static, it becomes a 3K, which is really nice. And as you can see, I do run 7. I run 3 of the Roy and then 4 of the Ryza.
And those are your. No, you have other draw triggers.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, is that Roy Mustang necessary? Like, because I know it's not a guaranteed pull, right?
Yeah.
It's a out of.
No, it's guaranteed. The thing is, you get only 1 for each starter.
Oh, okay.
You only get 1, and there's a chance that it becomes an alt-art.
Okay. And in your opinion, do you think it's necessary for the deck? Or?
I think it's necessary. Like you said, it is one of the few draw triggers in this deck. So that's very necessary in a deck that uses their hand as a resource. And the other thing is, it's a raid trigger, and there are certain iterations of this deck where you only run 8 0-cost, and then you just go full 8 1-cost. Personally, I think that's a little bit more risky, especially when I'm going to be using this deck for Gen Con, which is a regional, and I think that's a very risky approach. So I tend to, you know, take the safer end, which is 11 0-cost and then 7 1-cost, which is really, really safe.
Yeah. That's really good, because I remember in our last videos, you've insisted that for a big tournament, like anything that's more than like 4 or 5 rounds, you would say you really want consistency in your deck.
Yeah.
That's usually what like guarantees you more wins. Is this deck consistent to you?
Yeah, I think it's very consistent. There's very few non-triggers. So we do have this Rise of 3 cost, but she is kind of a necessary because she's one of the 2 energy cards in the deck. She's also a raid target, and she, when played, if Roy Mustang's on the field, you draw a card. So she's also kind of, regaining your hand. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure this is at 46 triggers, so it's a very consistent deck.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's what I would say. And then I also do have another tech choice, which is the Military's in Trouble. So just base, 2 cost, it draws 2 cards. Then if I only have 2 cards in my hand, draw an additional card. So there's a few situations where that's good, like mainly like if you're going into a Ryza into Roy angle, or like you have to, because this is a 5 cost, it's kind of the same situation as Purple Code ES, where sometimes your 5 cost kind of has to be played first, and then you play your 4 cost, just in terms of energy output. So if you do manipulate the top and there is the Military is in Trouble on top, your next turn will be set up in a way that you don't have to AP draw. You're able to just play this card and it will draw you 3 cards, which is more than what an AP card would do for you.
for sure.
Yeah, AP draw would, yeah. So there is that kind of consistency that I'm trying to get.
Okay. And just for our viewers, what's a cool combo that you would recommend in this deck?
Yeah, I think the main thing is if you see this Alex early, you kind of want to set it up in the back, which usually means you want 2 energy cards. And then once you have this in the back, your next turn you can go into a combo where, say you had 5 energy, right? You have a Maze Hughes, a Ryza, and then maybe, let's say, a 0 cost Roy. Next turn you could just go, 1 AP for the Ryza, and then you can raid the Ryza, look at the top, manipulate it, maybe put the Military's in Trouble if you're low on cards. Or you can just put in like maybe something that you're just gonna trash with the Roy. Sometimes you don't want to get something valuable off the top if you're low on hand. Sometimes you just want to get the Armstrongs are usually the things that I discard first with Roy.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. I'll just put this on top, right, so that I can draw it with the Roy. And then once with these 2 raids, she's doing minus 2k. Say there's a 4k body on board.
Yeah.
That it becomes a 2k body, and now you only have to swing with this, and then you only have to discard 1 card that's not too valuable for you.
Oh, to kill something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's usually the combo you want to do.
Look at this guy.
Sir.
Well, those are all the questions I have for this deck. Do you have any closing comments?
I'll say, in terms of the FMA, every single deck, you have to think a lot about what you're doing. It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. Like if you're playing Sukuna, you're just like, okay, I'm gonna raid. I'm just gonna keep drawing, and then I know what I'm gonna trash, right? I'm gonna trash the fingers, and then once I have enough fingers, then I can just do everything. I don't have to think too much about the plays. In terms of baseline floor, all of the FMA decks are pretty big brain in my opinion. So you just have to think about managing resources well and making sure that you're able to curve out into your bigger guys.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel that way. But hey, I appreciate you coming out and showing us this deck profile. Y'all make sure to comment down below. Give my boy a good luck or thumbs up. He'll be going to Gen Con, hopefully running this. And we'll keep you updated on that. Any closing comments, Izzy?
No, that's all. Hopefully I get top 16, then I can get an invite. And then once I go to Bandai Card Fest, I can just troll and play Red Attack on Titan.
Yeah! Stay tuned for that Red Attack on Titan.
Exactly.
Peace.